I think being a nurse, it gives you the opportunity to really help people. And one of the things I've learned in life is that helping people does help process my trauma.
How did your experience as an attorney or nurse shape the way you process trauma?
This is a really interesting question that I'm not sure I really know how to answer. Taking both of those careers, I had long ago wanted to be a writer, but the writing life to me seemed too unstable or a little bit too open. I needed careers that were very solid because I needed places to keep my feet. I needed a ground. I think being a nurse, it gives you the opportunity to really help people. And one of the things I've learned in life is that helping people does help process my trauma. And being a nurse, I could help people without getting completely intimate with them because you do it at work and it's a different environment than opening your heart personally to people. Being an attorney, I was really more of a regulatory attorney. I didn't go to court, or I did a lot of writing and reading. So I don't know that it was really related to trauma. I think it was a place to stay in my head. I worked really hard. In some ways, I may have helped kept me from I was a young attorney when I went into therapy and an older attorney while I had therapy. It was a place I kept it, I compartmentalized it a lot. So I don't know that it did as much as maybe it gave me the ability to compartmentalize, to have the period of time where I worked on myself in therapy or otherwise, but then in my life, it was something I was actually pretty good at. I worked really hard and I did pretty well. So the work I did, I could not have been a litigator and fight with people. That would have killed me. I mean, not literally, I just wouldn't have been very good at it.
I understand where you're coming from, what you're saying. Directly, you were doing most of the paperwork.
I was I worked in issues related to medical records, privacy of medical records. It was very specific, and also worked on issues relating to data breaches and data security, which is a very specific kind of law. I worked on those laws. I was early in that field, so I got the opportunity to really develop an expertise. But I never went to court. I helped companies create programs that would allegedly keep them out of court.
That's medical negligence cases. Try to make sure that they don't get into that aspect of law in their delivery to their clients in terms of medical services.
Or disclose their private records or sell their private records. It was complicated, but it was a good job. I think it was, for me, more than anything else, I needed safe places to live and work and stable places.
It kept you grounded then?
That would be the best way I could put it.
So, what made you shift from those careers to writing and advocacy?
Well, I didn't quite shift. I got older. I also had the part of it was one of the places I worked was having a change and in positions. So my position was eliminated and I was given a very, very nice severance package, truthfully. But aside from that, I decided I was already 62 and decided that I've always written. I have a MFA in writing that I got years before, but I was a person who wrote at 5 o'clock in the morning and on the weekends. I couldn't really write full time. And so I just had both the luck of having saved enough over the years to retire from the practice of law, and also the ability to, my husband and I talked about it and he said, you don't need to go back to work, so you can write full time. So a support and money saved to live the dream that I had. And at this point, I no longer really needed to practice law to feel grounded. So it was a combination of age, luck, and COVID happened right around that time. So it was a good time to sit down, and I finally had the time to really work on a full-length project, which ended up being such a pretty picture. When I was writing it is when I decided I'd already been mentoring the young women for years. I've been doing that before for another non-for-profit called She Can, but I ended up finding that I didn't just want to write a book. I wanted to do something more.
Be safe and be positive. And don't forget to check out our social media handles. Thank you. Bye for now.